reading for the month of August. Now, I'm first going to start with these Lenormand Cards Oracle deck, a couple of cards to focus, then spread the tarot around that, the Vida Sibila over that, and the runes to crown the reading. Let's see what's in store for you, Aquarius. For the month of August, this is a general reading. This is a general reading for the month of August for Aquarius. Well, there is, let me show you the cards first. This is the heart, the house, and the birds. There may be some anxiety within that house and with love in relation to who you live with, who is part of your metaphorical home. But we'll get some more details looking at it through the eyes of the tarot, Aquarius. Let's take a look. All right. Whoa, we've got so geez. I lay 6 tarot cards. One, two, three, 4 of them are major arcana. Let me show you this. This is the Strength card. The Strength card talks about a Leo potentially in your life. We have the Fool card, and the Fool card talks to air signs in general, other air signs that may be in your life, Aquarius, a fellow Aquarian, Gemini, or a Libra. Here we have the Page of Swords. We have the Moon, which is a Pisces in your life, and the Judgment card. The Judgment card of the major arcana points to fire signs, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And then we have this lovely, at the end of the cycle, the end of the month, this lovely Ace of Cups. So let's take a look at what I'm looking at. Let's take a look at what I'm looking at. Definitely there is a you coming in with extraordinary power. Not only extraordinary power, but the ability, Aquarius, for you to sidestep, like the crab, sidestepping any kind of traps that may be along your path. You knowing, like an animal, you do look like that animal here. A lion or tiger, you can sniff out any dangers. And this is along the first and third week of the month. Also, I do see a beginning, but a beginning that smacks of as if this were the beginning to end all beginnings. Something occurs here this month of August that makes you say to yourself, Aquarius, nothing before today and everything from this day onward. It's as if it were a watershed month, a watershed period, the second week, the end of the first week announcing forward to the third. So the third week is definitely the first and the third week of August are very significant for you. And we'll take a look at what terms they are significant for you. Let's see. I'll place a first round on the spread, a second round, and a third round of cards, Aquarius. Okay. Mm. You know, there is a very resounding message here in terms of your communication, in terms of you sidestepping traps and difficulties. You're very agile, you're very keen, intuitive in ways of getting out of difficulties. This is favored by your lightness, your sense of lightness. However, what are those traps? What are they all about? They're about people who don't have your back. And this, you remember, this the strength card and the strength we mentioned is a Leo. If there is a Leo in your life, take a good look and revise what they mean to you, revise how they're review what they're how they're communicating to you and what they're trying to actually do and say in relation to you. I see this in terms of your work activity. So you have to keep that in mind. Now, still, towards the end of the first week, there is this beginning, and the beginning does talk of a relationship, a very important relationship, a relationship that you are, that you intend to take to the next level. Some subscribers write to me, well, what about us over the age of 65? As if their lives are over. Okay, I'm talking to everyone. I'm talking to those of you who are in a relationship, have been in a relationship for more than 30 years, 40 years. Life ends when, this life at least, when your soul leaves your body. In that time span, you are the decider. You decide whether you stay in a relationship or whether you leave. If the relationship is not serving you, it is your decision. It is not a trap. What I'm talking about here is a person, and I'm saying it to everyone, irrespective of your age group. Love has no age. Death has no age, and we know that well because all aged people die. Um, Hate has no age as well. The emotions have no age. Um, but I'm looking at here a relationship that needs to come together, that will be coming together. It is the Fool after all. But there is, the Fool is a funny card. The Fool, yes, talks about a child. The child is innocent. They're um, not, how do they call so in Italian? In English, it's ingenuo. Ingenuo is naive, okay? Yeah, naive. It's a sort of being naive in the way you go about thinking of the relationship, this new getting together. And that is precisely those glasses that you're going to have to look through to understand this in relation to what your situation is, your context is. Then we have this Page of Swords, and those are inevitably truths that emerge, messages that you get. And initially, there are messages of truth regarding both your workplace. Remember, there is a person who doesn't have your best interests in heart on the job. That and an emotional situation. The truths that emerge, the messages that you receive, both help and hurt you or other people. They help you but hurt someone else. They hurt someone else and help you. So it depends on what side you are, on the receiving or the giving. Then we've got this moon, okay, this moon that always hides things, that Pisces person potentially in your life. And I'm seeing um, the difficulty of not being together, the difficulty of you not making the decision to go forward because it's always been like this, like my life has always been like this. How am I going to live? How can I pay for, and so you have how, and you're shoulding, I should be doing this, and instead of doing it. And so this causes a lot of pain, not knowing how things could be if you did A, B, or C. So, Aquarius, it looks like the reading so far is telling you, come on, wake up, Aquarius. Don't you know that you're the one who decides how your life is going to play out? I mean, didn't you get that in the manual of life distributed at birth? Didn't you understand that we have free will? Come on, snap out of it. They're really telling you, okay, if there's something you don't know, you don't hear, you don't understand, you don't feel, the moon hides things from you, start putting on your thinking cap and refining all of those clairsentience, audience, anything that will help you get messages from the universe to help you do what you have to do. And I remind you, Aquarius, you were born, figuratively speaking, in the beginning of August as a person with great force and great strength. Now we're going toward the last week of the month. And what am I saying? I'm seeing more hidden things, things that are not surfacing that should be surfacing. This is a call to action, a call to arms. Pick up those weapons and use them. Pick up those love weapons, those emotional weapons, those weapons of the heart to open to a situation that you desire, that you want, and communicate. That's the only real weapon that you have in order for you to make a change, in order for you to make a decision forward in the manner that you would like. Now, this last week, towards the tail end of the month, with this lovely Ace of Cups, I've got a situation where, in terms of intimacy, you see it. It's as if the cup is right there in front of you. Someone is offering you their love. Someone is offering you something. Doesn't necessarily have to be love, but someone is making you an offer. Door A, B, or C, or else you're out of the game. And what I'm seeing is that there's a potential here. This is the coffin, this is death, and this is anxiety. There's the potential here of you completely seeing an offer off the grid, dissipate, no longer available to you. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, Aquarius friends, that is your decision to make. Life could be in many different ways depending on how you um, determine your intentions, how strong your will is, and how intention based actions you make. Now I'm going to use the runes to highlight and crown the reading and see what we have here. Okay. Whoop. Okay, it's 30 sats on the ground. That's 30 sats. 30 sats. So I'll tell you, 30 sats is bright stave. 30 sats is a rune of protection, of luck. So if you need to uh, risk, 30 sats is there to help you. But it's a very stern rune. It tells you, look, either you do it or suffer the consequences. Suffer the consequences. It means fire, the passion of fire that can burn or can delight. So think about that, Aquarius. Your passion can burn you or delight you. All right, so we have the nameless, faceless rune weird. And this is a fated um, moment, all right? The person crossing your path, the person in front of you with an offer being made, and the idea that there potentially you can change your life to be with them. It talks about love actually coming in, but in a final undisclosed way. You will not know until you see it in front of you, and you have to say yes or no. Now, this is okay. So now I've got need here, and need is a bit of a rune, I might say, because need uh, calls on you to have patience. There's a delay. There are constraints. There's a constraint of a relationship that has been in place for many, many years, and you don't feel comfortable with leaving that person. Perhaps there's a business, and your business partner has been with you upwards of 10 years, and you don't want to exchange them for another person. There are so many conditions that are out of your hand, but it also says that you risk failure depending on the decisions that you make. Let's get some nice runes here. Let's because I hate to give you the negative, the negative, the negative. All right, I have Otala. Now, Otala in this beautiful upright position, it's bright state. It talks about the things that money can buy and your possessions. Well, linked to a decision that you're being faced with, this is telling you that you may ultimately risk being consumed by an ideal or a vision in your life. A lot to think about, Aquarius, a real lot to think about. Isa here is a cooling down of a relationship, whether it's the one that you have or the one that you want to go toward. Um, Now we've got Urus. Urus is Merkstave, it's upside down here. That it's telling you in this position that you need to take the bull by its horns, as you could see, it looks like horns, and recover, be more determined. This is also about energy that will be lacking for you in the month of August, as if you just can't. You feel like, oh, Aquarius, I can't make that decision. Lighten up. It also talks to strong emotions, and they are strong emotions. But do not be the sacrificed lamb, Aquarius, because you have free will, remember. Now we've got Rido, and Rido is in a position, a Merkstay position, and it's a journeying room, it's movement, it's travel, it's a changing house, which is not going to happen in the month of August. Remember the delay we talked about. We have Fehu, and it is in a bright stave position, and I see that there will be a lack of fulfillment. You will not be fulfilled unless you yourself make the decision to dot, 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 to change your current situation, to change your current relationship. Now I've got Ingvats, beautiful Ingvats. Ingvats talks about successful conclusion, a successful conclusion, and finally relief. Um, of course, if you act in the manner that will bring you to a new turning point in your life, because Ingvats talks about a milestone in your life. Very powerful rune. This is a Watts. You are protected. Here again, this is the second rune that talks of protection. Jump without a net. We do have Yera here, and Yara talks about harvest rewards for your efforts. It comes back to you, especially if you've acted in a certain way. Yara also talks about justice and legalities. Those will crop up in the month of August. Pedro, magic, mystical rune, hidden secrets there uh, will emerge, and they will be surprises and not always positive surprises. Here we have Diag, one of my favorite runes. This is increase, this is growth. Now, this rune does alleviate the delay of other runes somewhat. It can help you to save a few weeks, okay? But in September, that is going to be returning. The notion of you can shift it forward, this decision making, but you then will have to face it. I do hope this was of help to you, ladies and gentlemen, Aquarius friends. Do write below the video and exchange your stories. Storytelling is all about life, and that's what really will help us getting through this really difficult time, lockdown, where we're all so isolated. Also, I'll be back in 2 weeks with the moon cycle love readings for the month of August. Namaste, Aquarius, till we read together again. Bye bye.